My name is Peter,
Anik.
Belgium.
Have you been here before?
First time. First time Indonesia, first time Sumatra.
Here I will explain about the history of this building. Okay. Maimun Palace is one of the historic buildings left behind by the Delhi Sultanate, built in 1888. And during that time, the palace served a crucial role, serving as a Sultan residence, the center of governance, and hosting various official royal activities such as receiving guests and traditional ceremonies. Okay. The existence of Maimun Palace is tangible evidence that the Delhi Sultanate experienced a period of a great prosperity in North Sumatra. Furthermore, the palace also demonstrates the social, culture, and political life of that era. Maimun Palace remains well maintained and serves as a museum and tourist attraction. This demonstrates the ongoing preservation effort to ensure its historical value is not lost. Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Explain you about architecture Maimun Palace.
Makan sirih berpinang tirai.
For the first is we can see main gate and front stairs, and the main gate has an arch shape influenced by Middle Eastern architecture. The front stairs lead directly to the main hall of the palace, and the second we can see at there there is black domes.
Okay.
The black domes are located on the top of the palace. The dome shape is a symbol of Islamic architectural influence and gives a majestic look.
It's true.
Yes, and the next is we can see right and left, left and right wings of the building. The Maimun Palace consists of a central building with right and left wings. Their sections were used as royal family rooms and other supporting spaces. And the last we can look at there is the walls. The color walls is yellow. It means about Malay culture. And we can see in there is a Malay Islamic geometry ornaments and ornament on the balcony and outer walls.
Okay.
That's explanation from me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now we are in the right wing of Maimun Palace. This area was used as a private space for the royal family. It is a place where they could rest, relax, and spend time together in their daily life. Compared to the main hall, this area is more quiet and less formal because it was not used for official ceremonies or big events. In the past, the Sultan sometimes met close relatives or special guests here in a more personal and comfortable atmosphere. If you look around, the design is still very beautiful with a mix of Malay and Islamic style. Even though it looks simple than the main hall. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Now I will explain about the left side of Maimun Palace.
The life of Maimun Palace is important in the history of the Delhi Sultan. In the past, the royal family used the area daily activity and family meetings. The building design is a mix of Malay, Islamic, European, and India style. We can see big windows, beautiful doors, and traditional decoration. This place also has an important cultural meaning. It shows the greatness and beauty of the Delhi Kingdom. Today, Maimun Palace is still a symbol of Malay culture in Medan. This is all for me. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Mariam Puntung, also known as Putri Hijau, is a legendary princess from the old kingdom of Haru in North Sumatra.
Okay.
She was famous for her beauty and bravery. According to the legend, the Aceh Sultan wanted to marry her, but she refused. Discussed a war between Aceh and her kingdom.
Okay.
Okay?
That's her. That's the princess. Decide. No. No, it's the ashes of the princess. No.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Her brother fought to protect her,
Okay.
including one who could transform into a dragon.
Okay.
In the end, the kingdom was divided and Putri Hijau mysteriously disappeared. Today, her story is told at Maimun Place, a symbol of courage, loyalty, and Malay cultural heritage in North Sumatra.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I will explain some of the ornament and function of the living room. First, we can see the domination of yellow in the palace building. In Malay culture, the color yellow symbolizes greatness, glory, and royal honor. Next, if we look the carving on the door, windows, and walls of the palace, there are floral and plant motif. Their floral and plant motif are characteristic of Malay ornament, which symbolize beauty and prosperity.
Okay.
A look inside reveals a large crystal chandelier and a European-style furniture. This ornament demonstrates the influence of Dutch and Italian culture on the palace interior design. And the next is the central room of the palace. This is a room often used to receive guests, hold traditional celebration, and is the palace where the king throne is.
Is there?
Yes.
No, here. The king's throne. All right. Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. I will explain the picture and pahlawan. Number one is Sultan Amaluddin Sani Perkasa Alamsyah. This is Sultan Amaluddin Sani, the 10th Sultan of Delhi. He regned during a transformed era, including the late colonial period and the Japanese education. Thank you. Next, this is Sultan Azmi Perkasa Alam. This portrait shows Sultan Azmi Perkasa Alam, the 12th Sultan of Delhi. He had a long reign of over 13 years. He was highly respected as a cultural leader and guardian of Malay. Okay.
Memerah bibirmu zaman dahulu
This is Sultan Othman Mahmud Perkasa Alam. This is Sultan Othman Mahmud Perkasa Alam, the third Sultan. As you can see from his uniform, he was also a colonel in the Indonesian army. The last, this is Tuanku Othman Mahmud Perkasa Alam. This is Sultan Othman Mahmud Perkasa Alam, the 10th Sultan. He resigned during a transformation era, including the late colonial period in Japan.
Okay, ma'am and sir, now please look at this magnificent royal throne because this is the secret part of the palace. The first thing you will notice is the dominant of yellow color because in Malay tradition, yellow is a royal color, a symbol of nobility and greatness that was exclusively reserved for him, the Sultan and his family. Architecturally, this throne is a masterpiece of fashion. You can see the Middle Eastern influence in the golden domes above, combined with traditional Malay floral carvings on the pillar. This is where the Sultan would sit during his coronation and when performing Tepung Tower blessing ceremony. Now please move your eyes to ceremonial chair because this is the perfect example of how Delhi Sultanate embraced global culture. While the color remains the traditional royal yellow, the design itself is heavily influenced by European Victorian style. Notice the high backrest and the intricate gold leaf carving. This was a sign of the Sultan's modern taste and his close relationship with European leaders in the late 19th century. Positioned directly under the portrait of Sultan Maimun al-Rashid, the founder of this palace, these chairs were used for receiving honorary guests and also state officials. It's a place where history was written and also where the diplomacy was made.
Okay.
Okay, next I will explain about this cabinet. Do you ever seen these things before? Yes.
This is a drum, this is accordion, and this is violin.
Yes. In this country, in this culture, we called it as a rabana. Yeah. Rabana is a traditional Malay frame drum played during religious celebrations or royal celebrations. And in the middle is Italian accordion by Cronesielli. This is proof how connected the Sultanate was with the European world. This is likely brought in as a diplomat gift or purchased directly from Europe. And the last is violin, as you can see and as you can do. Violin is played during private performance and to entertain the Sultan and his guests. Okay, we move on to the right there. Okay, as you can see, in this cabinets, they are the royal jewelry collections. They are rings, bracelets, necklace, and earrings. These were worn during ceremonies and official events. In Malay culture, jewelry wasn't just decorative, it shows about status and honor. These two embroidered boxes are royal jewelry boxes, and it is also known as tepak sirih. Tepak sirih is used to oversee to a guest was the highest gesture of respect in Malay royal culture, making this object a symbol of kingdom's hospitality. So, sir and ma'am, this is the last cabinet. These are keris. Have you ever seen?
Not like this, no. It's first time I see swords like this.
Oh, sword, yes. It is known as sword, but it's not this we called it as keris. You can see the keris bentara, keris of the herald. These are traditional bladed weapons that go far beyond just being weapons. In the Delhi Sultanate, a keris symbolized honor, power, and identity. One of them here is the keris bentara. You can see that, belonging to the royal herald, the official who carried the sultan's commands. If someone arrived carrying this keris, it meant one thing: they spoke for the sultan. Yes.
Free enter.
Yes.
Every door open. If you go with this one,
Yes.
everything opens.
That's it.
Makan sireh berpinang tirai, lambanglah ada.
The last part is the Sharon Functional of Maimun. Palace is a historical and cultural tourist attraction, a museum of the Delhi Sultan heritage and a place for preserving Malay traditional and cultural. The palace is also often used to cultural event, traditional ceremony, and tourist visit. But from me, it's all. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And you